1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
World Series Game 4, Tigers at Pirates. Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1971-74 World Series Game 4. What you're looking at is the box score from Game 3, where the Detroit Tigers, remarkable comeback, down 7-2 in this, 4 runs in the 5th, with 2 outs and nobody on in the 8th inning. They've rallied against Ramon Hernandez with a 3-run double by Mickey Stanley. Win this game 9-8, stealing victory out of the jaws of defeat. Bill Hand started for the Tigers, just went 4 innings, quick hooked, and rightly so, 11 hits, 7 runs. It was Sherman, Culver, and Hiller who have had a brilliant year. 2 shutout innings for Sherman, a victory for Culver, giving up a solo homer, and then lights out for John Hiller. After an Al Oliver double, he got all the other guys out plus a walk. Jim Rooker survived those middle innings to give you 6. Keeson was dominant with his 5 batters. Hernandez blew the game, and Justy got all of his 4 batters out, striking out 2. So it was one weak link in the chain for the Pirates, and all that meant is that they lose home field, and they can't win the World Series in Pittsburgh anymore. That's all it meant. So we have Game 4 today in Pittsburgh on 3 days rest. This is a repeat of Game 1, except the pitchers are... The road pitcher, Mickey Lolich, got blasted in Game 1. Very unsightly performance for a classic World Series star. Mickey Lolich against Steve Blass. Showed you the cards before, earlier in the World Series, so we'll just get right into this thing. Game 4, Pirates need to get a split here and give you the perfect scenario. Home and road wins by both clubs through 4 games. That's what the Pirates are shooting for here. Tigers have retooled their lineup against the righty, so Gates Brown will be back, batting 3rd. Leading off is Dick McAuliffe. 57's a K. Al Kaline, 2-6, single 1 to 14, gets it. Gates Brown, 67, lines to the 2nd. And Norm Cash, 68, pops to short. The Pirates are hoping that Steve Blass can give them 2 wins in this World Series. Well, folks, he did that in 1971 against Baltimore in the Major League Baseball World Series, and I have to kind of try and recreate that. Bottom of the 1st, Richie Hebner, 6'10", 3rd X. This is Mr. Grabarkowitz, a 2E14 at 3rd, makes the play. Manny Sanguian, 1-3, short. Al Oliver, 64, catcher's X. This is a 4E8. John Stevenson getting the start today with free hand available on the bench. Makes the play. Top of 2. Willie Horton is the batter. 2-7 is a K. Jim Northrup, 47, is a base hit off a blast card. Tom Verizor, 39, short B. Fielder's choice, John Stevenson, 38, pops to 3rd. Bottom of the 2nd, Clemente, 2-8, 3rd. Willie Stargell, 1-6, it's a K. Walk versus righties, if you're keeping track of those things. Richie Zisk, 37, is a K. Stargell has struggled against lefties with this card. Billy Grabarkowitz in the 3rd, 35, that's going to be a walk. Back up top to McAuliffe. 55, 2nd X. We got Mazeroski today. This should be a double play. He's a 2E10 2nd baseman, and he makes the double play turn. Big advantage for him in there versus Stennett. And I know we got Mickey Lolich, but if Lolich pitches 3 games, I think the Pirates will take Mazeroski's defense and clutch hitting ability and all that sort of thing, versus Stennett being available as a pinch hitter or DH off the bench potentially. 2 outs. Al Kaline, 65, center. Bottom of the 3rd, it's Bob Robertson, 2-6, bounce short. Tavares, 53, first C. Phil Mazeroski, 112, flies to left field, and this is a new Mickey Lolich. He's back to doing his old stuff, 9 up and down. Blast matching him with zeros, putting men on into the 4th. The Gates of Hell. 47, and that's a base hit for Gates Brown, who's hitting over 500 in the series. Norm Cash, 46 again, base hit in the center. Brown, 14 runner, thinking about going coast to coast, but no. Detroit does not want to. Detroit's a team that's more than content with going up there hacking, forcing you to get them out 27 times. They're not going to shorten an inning by having a base runner thrown down the bases. That's just not their DNA. So, 2 on, nobody out. Willie Horton, 55, short X. Oh boy, Tavares a 344. But Tavares turns a double play. Nice turn for Frank. He needed a good defensive gem like that. Big double play here. Runner goes to third for Northrop. 64, catcher's card. You got a 1 catcher. You got to get that foul out here. 1E11 catcher. 1. They'll take the ground ball C. Oh, I got to plug the result in. My bad. He's an E11, so I got to redo that. And he gets the foul out anyway. There it is. No pass ball or wild pitch. So, the game is scoreless. Lolich is perfect. Bottom of the 4th, Richie Hebner. 33 grounds a second. It'll be Sanguian. 67 is a K. Oliver, 55. And there goes your no-no. Triple 1 to 3. That's a 2-base hit. Runner at second for Clemente. 2-7, grounds to short. Scoreless in the 5th. Briskly moving game. Tom Verizor, 59, second. Stevenson, 59. It's a lefty, also second. And Grabarkowitz, 2-7, another walk. Mr. Walking Grabarkowitz. And I tell you, decided advantage for the Tigers on base on balls. That's enough to sway this series if everything else is balanced. Well, there you are. Dick McCullough with 2 outs and a man on. 2-7, yep, another one. Walk. They'll take pitches, folks, these Tigers. Now you got Al Kaline, a Hall of Famer, having an interesting World Series. Scored off of the arm of Clemente, -5 arm in Game 2. And scored from first on a double in the 8th inning of Game 3. So Al Kaline's wheels have been a key part of this World Series thus far in the 2 Tiger wins. 2 on, 2 outs. Here's your pitch to Al Kaline. 2-6. It's going to be a single chance. Single 1-14. He'll get it. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs. It's only Gates Brown, folks. Let's take a look at Gates Brown's card. Oh my gosh, folks. The most ridiculous card Strat-O-Matic may have ever printed, because why they gave him this template? This is what I call the 8 template. This represents the 8th best batting average of your team normally. The way they sort their templates. Of course, he's not. Of course, he had 338. He should have the 1-5 card. They gave him this card, and this card could change the World Series right here, because you're not hook and blast, of course. Here is the pitch to Gates Brown. 6-10, he gets him. 3rd X, Hebner. He's a 3E12 at third base. Gonna plug in the E rating. A ground ball B. Hot shot down the third base line. Hebner smothers it and runs over to the bag, and that's your final out. Pirates stay alive in Game 4, scoreless. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the 5th. It'll be Willie Stargell. 2 7's a K. Zisk, 53, first C. And Bob Robertson, 512, is another strikeout. Mickey Lolich, 1-hitter. Into the 6th we go. Blast has put guys on, but he is hanging in there. You know, he's cut some standing A counts, but he's come out for the bell every time. Norm Cash leading off in the 6th, 58, flies to right. Horton, 2-8, bounce to short. And Northrop, 54, pops to third base. Steve Blast battles back, 4 straight outs. 6 shutout innings, exactly what the Pirates needed after their bullpen collapse in Game 3. Bottom of the 6th. Now it's time for this offense that's suddenly gone cold. After 7 runs off of Bill Hands, they've gone 10 innings and scored just a run. Pirates got to get it going here. They don't want to go down 3-1 to these Tigers. That's the death sentence. Frank Tavares leads off in the 6th. 2-9 base hit. He is a beast stealer. You got a +1 arm catcher. Do we? Let's actually try a stolen base. Dare we? And we dared, and we got thrown out. And that is, yeah. I mean, neither team will steal bases, but Tavares is a B. He tried it. It didn't work out against the +1 arm catcher. My goodness. We tried, Frank. We tried to give you a highlight for your Pirates, and I guess turning this double play or getting that final out, or yeah, this double play is your highlight. 1 out, Bill Mazeroski. 37, flies left. And with 2 outs, it's Richie Hebner. 38, that's a single. 2 outs, man on, Manny Sanguillen. 47 off Lolich is a strikeout. 7th inning, scoreless. Blast goes back out there. He's got this bottom 3 that is not very good to battle with. Verizon, 65, center. John Stevenson, 47 is a single. Tough break there. Now you got Grabarkowitz. 58 is a K. We'll go back up top and be careful here. I don't know if Blast will face Gates Brown with men on base in this game. We'll see. Runner at first, 2 outs for Dick McAuliffe. 68 is a pop to short. Okay. Scoreless game, folks. Magic scoreless. We had a 9-8 game in Game 3. Now we're scoreless. Bottom of the 7th. Stretch time in Pittsburgh. We're listening to their Intruders 70 LP now. When We Get Married. Great record by the Intruders Soul Band. From this timeline, played on the radio in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the big East Coast cities there. Beautiful music there. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be Lolich. He ain't coming out, of course. Throwing a shutout. Al Oliver leads off. Oliver's had his number. He's had a lot of hits off the Lolich card, too. You had that 5-4 homer chance twice in Game 1. This one is 6-3, short X, and here we go with defense again at short. 3-44, and an error, and yes, again, I keep harping on this. Eventually, the game's going to find you, and you're going to blow the game because you can't field. And Verizon just kicked another ground ball. It's going to be Roberto Clemente. 2-7. Yeah, it's a 6-4-3 double play, and once again, you redeem the poor fielding defender. It's Mickey Lolich's world, folks. We're living in it. His defense blows the beginning of the inning, and then Roberto Clemente hits into a double play. Willie Stargell, bases empty. 54, it's a homer chance off of Lolich. It's homer 1 of 4. Double the rest. He gets the 4, and so, in this particular occasion, Willie Stargell, who has hit most of all of his homers on his own card, he finally gets a little bit of help off a pitcher's card against lefties. Homer 1 of 4, double the rest, gets it over the wall in the deepest part of the ballpark. Lolich throws his hands up in the air. He cannot believe Stargell got that much of the barrel on the ball. 1-0 Pirates, and Stargell will take it with as much bad luck as Willie's had. He'll get a break, finally, for Willie. 1-0, 2 outs. Richie Zisk. 1-7 for Zisk. Triple 1-3 double. It's a 2-base hit. The temptation might be to pull Lolich as he's lost his concentration a little bit. But it's the Tigers, and they don't pull Lolich. They're forbidden to. So it will be the dangerous Bob Robertson with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Pitch to Bob Robertson. 37. Oh, he strikes out. 1-0 game for Blast. And, you know, you've got this dark cloud that should not be there on this brilliant, I say, brilliant Pirate bullpen of Hernandez and Justy. But after the Game 3 failure, the hesitancy, this could be a mistake to hesitate. This is what happens in Strat when you have a failure that bad. It takes a while till you start trusting in these cards. And so in the 8th, have to think I have to think that you just don't let... I'm going to do it here. 1-0 game. I'm going to do it. I am going to forget the past. I'm going to pull Blast. 1-0 game. And I'm going to Ramon Hernandez. I'm doing it because I am not going to let Gates Brown, or in this case, Mickey Stanley, either one of these guys, get an opportunistic swing in a 1-0 game. So Ramon Hernandez has to live up to the reputation printed on a Strat-O-Matic card. I'll read it off to you again. I did this in Game 3. I'll do it again in Game 4. Ramon Hernandez, 72. 5-0, 167 ERA in 70 innings. The entire Pittsburgh stadium is gasping after what they saw in Game 3, but the Pittsburgh manager has to trust in his players. He has to trust that Hernandez will flip the switch and get these guys out in the 8th inning. And again, if you go to the pinch hitter, you can go to Justy and then flip it back to Kelly or Bruce Keeson. So it will be Al Kaline leading off in the 8th of a 1-0 game. And by the way, if you're wondering, all of Pittsburgh defense is in there, meaning that Rennie Stennett is not in there. Mazeroski's at second. So it'll be Al Kaline leading off in the 8th inning of a 1-0 game. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple singles. 35, a ball 4, and the moaning begins in Pittsburgh. And it's Gates Brown. I'm just laughing at the card. I see he's a D bunter. Yeah, so Gates will leave. Now, the key is you don't have to go Mickey Stanley here. This is a DH. You could fool around a little bit here if you wanted to. You could go Terrell, the bunt, or you could go freehand. But Mickey Stanley is the best against righties. If you go Stanley, they're going to hook Hernandez. Then you got to deal with Norm Cash. But at least Willie Horton's better against lefties too. So I think Detroit will do what they conventionally do. They're not going to do anything crooked here, particularly up 2-1 in the series. This will be Mickey Stanley batting for Gates Brown because both guys have batted third all year. And just like that, well, the manager says, hey, I tried, kid. I tried. And the Boo Birds come out here in Pittsburgh as Ramon Hernandez still hasn't gotten anybody out. He leaves after that batter. And now they're going to have to go Keeson here instead of Justy, as Keeson is actually better against righties than Justy is. And so it will be Keeson now with a tie run at first against Mickey Stanley. Let's show you the Stanley card. He's still okay against righties. He's about like a 260 hitter. Then you got Cash and Horton on deck. But the Pittsburgh bullpen's got to get some people out. We just saw how great the Tiger bullpen was, and Pittsburgh should be able to match this. And if they don't, they lose the World Series. There you go. Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch to Mickey Stanley. 2-5, Mickey Stanley. It doesn't matter, folks. Triple 1 of 13. It's a single dot. Mickey Stanley having the World Series of his dreams here. Runners in the corners, nobody out, and you got Norm Cash up with Horton on deck. The infield's going to have to come up in a 1-0 game and face Norm Cash. 1-5, it's a hit off the Cash card. It's a base hit to right field. You're not going to run off Clemente. That's an RBI single, and Steve Blass is in tears, or at least he's got a towel on his head, in the Pirate dugout. 7 shutout innings, and they pull him for this hideous Pirate bullpen suddenly. As we got a 1-1 tie in Game 4, with 2 men on and nobody out, and Willie Horton's up. You could be really fancy here, if you're Detroit, with house money and bunt Terrell in a tie game versus Horton hitting a double play here. But no, they're not going to do that. This is the Tigers. They play with swagger. They're not going to, overmanage. They got what they wanted. They got 2 on, nobody out in a crumbling Pittsburgh bullpen scenario. Willie Horton, 2 on, nobody out against Keeson. Final batter for him. Here's the pitch. 2-4. Did we get the GBA? No, we did not. We got a center B question mark, but there's nobody at third. So now you got Northrop, the lefty, You do have one more lefty in the bullpen, but if you do that, and this thing goes extras, you got Alan Foster pitching tomorrow. There's nobody else to pitch. You're kind of in nowhere land. I think you got to go Justy here now and save Kelly. You can't go both. You have to do one or the other. They got to go Justy now, I think. So that'll be it. A third for Keeson. And they're going to call on Justy here in the 8th. Let's take a look at him. He's incredible against lefties, like Northrop. 7-4 with a 192 ERA in 75 innings. And he is, because they're down 2-1 in the series, folks. I mean, you don't want to go down 3-1. You've got to play this like it's Game 7. Here we are. Justy, he's going to come in here with first and second and one out against the dangerous Jim Northrop. Tigers playing with house money, already up 2-1 in this. Here's the pitch. 2-2, pops to second base. And with 2 outs, it's Tom Verizor. 1-7's a strikeout. So once again, Justy gets everybody out. And the Pittsburgh fans are wondering, why did you not just go to Justy and have him pitch to Gates Brown? Who cares? Justy dominates lefties. Who cares about Gates Brown? But nope. They go to Ramon Hernandez for the second day in a row. The good news is we're still tied. So the Pirates can come back in this one. So Stanley takes over in center field. Horton will go to DH. Northrop goes to left. It is Mickey Lolich now in a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're not going to worry about defense in a 1-1 game. They're going to just keep rolling this thing out. Frank Tavares leads off in the bottom of the 8th. He's 1 for 2. 69, skies to the right. Bill Mazeroski, 1-4 is a walk. Big moment there. Now Hebner really crushes lefties. Here's the pitch. 58. This is going to be another short X. Oh boy. But it's already set up for short X at 344 for Verizor, and it's a ground ball C. So the lead runs in scoring position for Manny Sanguillen. If we looked at him today, let's take a look at the Sanguillen card. Definitely better against lefties than righties. All we need is a nice single here, and then we'll run Mazeroski from second. Manny Sanguillen, Mickey Lolich, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. 45, flies to center field. Justy is a relief too. Oh my goodness, folks. Pittsburgh has lost all its leverage now in the series being down 2-1 and the poor performance of the bullpen in the 8th inning, both games. 9th inning here, John Stevenson will lead it off. You could pinch hit Freehan. They're going to do it. They're going to put Freehan in there because he's got power versus righties. Justy's better against lefties. Freehand's a better defensive catcher at the bottom of the inning. So Bill Freehand's going to bat here instead of Stevenson. 1-9 is a grounder to short. Billy Grabarkowitz. 4-10, short X. He's a 3E44 at short. He makes the play. Tavares and Verizor with identical putrid defense. And with 2 outs, it's Dick McAuliffe. 1-6, and finally, they hit Justy. Homer 1 double. It's a 2-base hit for McAuliffe. Now you have Al Kaline, who's just done everything right about getting on base with walks and hits and running the bases. And now he's trying to win Game 4 on the road. With a runner at second and 2 outs, the pitch to Al Kaline. 34. This is a grounder to short. Bottom of the 9th of a 1-1 game. This is Lolich's breaking inning. It's Oliver Clemente Stargell, and we're just going to roll this out. Here we go, folks. Al Oliver leading off in the bottom of the 9th. I could have Lolich go 10 to the dismay of Pirate fans if I wanted to. I let my 9s go 10. Where there's only one guy left in the Pirate pen, Lolich could go 10 and have 4 more dudes available. Al Oliver leading off. 1-8, grounds the first. Roberto Clemente. 56, it's a base hit. And now you got Stargell with a runner at first. Clemente is a 14 runner. You could score him on a double here. I'm not trusting what happens beyond. Willie Stargell. Let's look at the card before he swings for a drama. And you see, much better against righties. but he has hit, you know, he does okay. He has plenty of power against lefties with homers on 8 and 9 and a 1 in 7 chance on 5. That's plenty of power. Plus that double on 2-8, I most certainly would run Clemente in that situation to win the game. So here is the pitch to Willie Stargell. 1-7 misses and strikes out. Oh, it has been that way with this card year after year. Big moment, just missed. Just missed. And with 2 outs, it's the young Richie Zisk with his 73 card. Here's the pitch to Richie Zisk. 2-6. It'll be a base hit in the left field. Clemente, if you got a weak arm out there, you may want to go to third with 2 outs if you feel very confident. You have Northrop with a minus arm, so no. We'll stay at second. We're not going to end the 9th inning at third base. We can score Clemente from second on a single, and it's Bob Robertson and Mickey Lolich. He's going to pitch to Robertson. As we see the Pirate manager hooked Blass, the Tiger manager is going to lean on Lolich in these leverage moments. So here we go. Bob Robertson, first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th of a 1-1 game. Here's the pitch. 65, and Lolich gets in the bounce to second base. Oh no, Pirate fans, you're in trouble here. We're in extra innings. Justy has already gone an inning and 2/3. And you got Dick Kelly. Let me just see if he's early 3 or 4. What is Dick Kelly? He's early 2. You got to force Justy into a 3rd inning of relief. He won't be available for Game 5. Oh boy. Justy in his 3rd inning of relief because of the blunders of those other bullpen mates. Top of the 10th, and who else but Mickey freaking Stanley leading off. He is the one who got the big hit in the 8th to put a runner at third. Mickey Stanley leading off in the top of the 10th of a 1-1 game. Here is the pitch. 1-5's a grounder to short. Norm Cash. 1-7, single, 1-2-13, gets it. Only the second hit off of Justy. Is he getting tired? I don't know. Willie Horton, we know Justy's going to pitch to Northrop at least. And the bottom of this lineup is not very good. Willie Horton, runner at first, 1 out. 2-8 for Horton. That is a 6-4-3 double play. Exactly what Justy wanted. I think we've got to end his performance today at 8/3. 2 2/3. You know, beyond his breaking point. He is your closer. You want him to come back at least the day after tomorrow, if not tomorrow. Bottom of the 10th, and oh my goodness, folks. Playing with house money. Lolich is going back out there, folks. They're up 2-1 in the series. This is a total Tiger move here, folks. You know, you got to play it this way. Lolich is going back out for the 10th inning. Let's count the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Oh yeah, he's going back after the 10th, and that'll be it. But then they have the entire Detroit bullpen and can go lefty, righty if the Tigers get a lead in the 11th, assuming the 11th arrives. Not to mention, you really want to have Frank Tavares and Bill Mazeroski batting. You don't want Dave Parker or Rennie Stennett to come into the game. So you could theoretically, Rennie Stennett can also play shortstop. You could do it, yeah, what we're going to do here, we're going to pinch hit for Tavares. Check this out, with Rennie Stennett. Let's take a look at Stennett. He can play second and short terribly, but he hits .353 with this card, and you may as well get it into the game as soon as possible, as your season, you could be down 3-1 in the World Series. So the .353 hitting Stennett will lead off here in the bottom of the 10th against Mickey Lolich. Here's the pitch to Rennie Stennett. 1-4, flies left. Now you got Mazeroski. Has he ever hit a game-ending homer in a World Series? You tell me. Bill Mazeroski. Here's the pitch. 54! Bill Mazeroski! Homer! 1-18! It is gone! Bill Mazeroski and the Pirates have won Game 4 in 10! The biggest homer In my version of Bill Mazeroski, not the 1960 version, the shot heard round the world. The Pirates have tied the World Series after crumbling in the 8th, folks. Bill Mazeroski walks off in the 10th inning off of Mickey Lolich. Your final score, Pittsburgh 2, Detroit 1. Your winning pitcher, an exhausted Dave Justy, 2 2/3. An equally exhausted, or more exhausted, I would say, Mickey Lolich trotting out for the 10th inning in a cocky, confident move by a very smug Detroit team. Instead of going to their bullpen, they said, "Nah, we got the bullpen in our back pocket. We're going to go with Mickey." Didn't work out. Mazeroski has power versus lefties with his 71 card in an amazing, I don't even know if that's a mistake by Strat-O-Matic. He had 1 home run in 193 at-bats. 47% gave him power. A lot of times they'll just put the homer on the hitter's card and not give him power and force you to get the homer that way. Instead, Mazeroski has hit more than 1 home run in my little season, my short season. He's got 2 or 3. At least 2. I remember at least 1 other one. And that was in the playoffs. So Bill Mazeroski heroically gets the Pirates off the mat. And except for an exhausted Dave Justy, it's almost like a reset now for the Pirates and Tigers. It's almost like we're right back. It's a 2-2 tie. With just Dave Justy not being available for a Game 5 in Pittsburgh. That's it, folks. Fantastic World Series. It went from a dud to a stud. That's how the World Series just flipped with 1 swing of the bat and a repeat of Baseball Hall of Fame immortality for Bill Mazeroski and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 5.